Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that Aries power card, the Emperor. First card out of the pack just happens to be your superpower card. I think you are somebody who is feeling themselves right now. I think that honestly, I think you're a very curious person. And I think that your curiosity requires that you be confident, that you be bold. I think a lot of us have a natural curiosity, curious about a lot of things. I want to do a lot of things. But what if you don't feel that you can? What if you don't feel that you are able to or capable of it? Or you don't have that kind of autonomous drive? That's kind of what the Emperor card represents, is that what we sometimes call the aggressive drive, or the assertive drive, or the sovereign drive. Okay? That driving force that allows us to feel confident, allows us to kind of have an idea and to defend it, to push it forward, to push out into the universe. You feel that we're capable of making changes, of doing things, right? I think you have a hunger. Yeah, that's that assertive drive, that sovereign drive. It says, I want something, and by golly, I'm going to go out and see if I can't get it, or find it, or create it. So it's a very hungry, a very curious kind of spirit that you have. And I think right now, Spirit is highlighting this. It's that spirit of discovery, Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's see what's going on for you, where your curiosity is leading you. Well, now we get something kind of interesting here. This is your opposite sign. Aries and Libra, opposite signs. I forgot to put my little Aries chip here on the table. Aries and Libra are opposite signs on the wheel of the zodiac. It's your shadow side. It's your alter ego. Okay? So that's very interesting that we get that card. I wonder if that is, well, let's just see how that we might be using this energy now to make changes. Okay? To adjust our life in certain ways. Might be an opportunity. This might be a kind of an official type of association or contract, or seems like an opportunity that we might be taking advantage of. It almost feels like you're signing something, Anyway, we have then the Death card, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. And a Three of Wands, the Sun in Aries. So realizing your autonomy, using this is another card that represents that drive. In this case, it kind of is a creative drive, but it's also, I think, specifically highlighting that sovereign drive. You're very aware of what you want. You're very aware of your capability of getting that. You have a very curious spirit right now, a hunger for discovery. I think there is some kind of travel even, or movement. Some kind of movement is appearing for you. Going from a 4 plus the Ace gives us the 5 of Pentacles, right? So there is definitely travel or movement in your future here. A 7 of Wands, the Moon card, a Princess of Wands, and a Princess of Cups. Interesting. Now you're allowing yourself this exploration energy. exploring your creativity, exploring your desires, and really kind of feeding this curiosity, which is of a creative and emotional nature. Okay? It's an openness, a willingness to explore. Okay? I wonder if there maybe is kind of like a new partnership that's kind of appearing in your life. I don't think it's like a teacher necessarily or like a guide, but some kind of I feel like you're teaming up with something here, you know? I feel like you're someone with an intense imagination. We have our moon card here. I think that you have a lot of fresh ideas, all the fire energy we have, a lot of good ideas, a lot of imagination. I think that the Ace of Pentacles here is that invitation for you to leave your comfort zone, step out into the dark, scary forest. And I feel like you have the confidence and the assertiveness and the drive to do that. That, yeah, sure, it's a dark, scary forest and you're going to be scared, but you're bold. You know, you're daring to try this new path. Because you acknowledge your power, you believe in your capabilities. Something really big is opening up for you right now. And it may have to do with signing something or some kind of a professional opportunity or a professional kind of agreement, some kind of formal agreement, something like this, okay? It's an opportunity far away from home, okay? And I think it's going to, well, it's really going to open up your eyes. It's going to give you a sense of wonder. This card's all about finding the magic in the mundane, finding the extra in the ordinary. Okay, so I feel like you're going to start to see magic just in your daily life. It's opening up the sense of wonder. I really feel like new horizons are awaiting you. Okay, I feel like this is a new journey for you. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right over here. And let's use Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the end, my only friend, the end. It will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need, okay, at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, well, put your prediction in the comment section below the video. Okay. As we look around the room, we do see 1, 2, 3, 4 majors. Fire, 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 a little bit of water, and some earth cards. Okay, so it's a pretty, it's sort of balanced, but there's no swords cards, right? So I kind of feel like that is a good thing. One, the Libra energy sort of representing that cardinal air represents a very wise decision-making process. Someone who has a lot of wisdom and discernment, okay? So we don't have the ego kind of doubting, questioning, second-guessing itself and being unsure. You're not very timid. You're not hesitating. I feel like you're standing boldly and you are making decisions based on your sort of strength and your fortitude and based on your like this bold confidence. It's like the ego is very fortified here. Okay. And with this Libra energy, this is a card of picking the path that has value. Your ability to understand what is the kind of right choice for you. Yeah. And well, it feels like you either stay home or you go take this journey. Okay. The Libra energy is your ability to sort of weigh options and assign particular values to things. Okay. And it's kind of in a way asking you what weighs more right now. This opportunity for exploration, or whatever it is, or the sort of the fear of the unknown. And I think the opportunity will outweigh your fear any day. Okay, so it's how much importance you place on certain things. And I think that in a way it's sort of risk-reward balancing. And I think the reward for you outweighs the risk in most cases. It's worth it for you to be bold, to be curious, to feel strong and capable. Okay, and to follow that curiosity. So I feel like this is also that card of adjustments. Sometimes big, sometimes small adjustments in life. I think that something relatively big is happening. I think it's something is opening up for you. It's a chance for you to get on board with something. Okay? And it is interesting that you kind of have the alter ego, the shadow side kind of the Aries thing. And so this kind of feels like it may be putting you in touch with a lot of other people. It may be that, as independent and as sovereign as the Emperor is, this might be you really joining up with a larger team. Being part of not a solo expedition, but like a team thing. A group expedition somewhere. Yeah. Down beneath the surface, we have the Death card. Okay. And to me, that Death card is slow and steady progress over the course of time. Yeah. And it may be something here that is accelerating a timeline for you. Because if this card is under the surface, this is inside of you. It may feel like the goals you have in life are rather slow in developing. Okay? So some of this fire energy might be your attempt to really speed up this process of evolution. Okay? I think this is also kind of part of that curious spirit. It's a willingness to explore, a willingness to grow and expand beyond your boundaries. Okay? A willingness to evolve. It's kind of like saying, if I'm staying still, it's like a shark. If I'm standing still, I'm dying. I need to keep going. I need to grow and expand. I need to evolve. I need to transform in this constant process of becoming your true self. You're always looking for those opportunities that excite you, that make you curious, that satisfy a hunger. It's that spirit of exploration that challenge you. Okay. Kind of always looking for growth, for opportunities that will challenge you and that will give you at least the chance to expand. Okay. I think you're someone that says yes to a lot of opportunities. And that's the higher wisdom and discernment that is kind of saying like, you're making decisions from that higher place that does not take the ego's petty fears into account. Can you imagine living a life where you kind of like, you wanted to do something, you felt it in your heart, but then your mind starts thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't, I can't do that. I don't know. It seems like a lot or whatever. To kind of have the ability to just say yes to things that you really, truly want to do. Even if it's going to be difficult, even if I don't know where I'm going to get the money, but I'm committing to this. I'm going to do it. And to just simple things too. Let's say, you're going to start a jiu-jitsu training program or something. And to just go and do it and not to have to sit there and worry about it or to be self-conscious about doing it or to deal with the doubts and kind of weigh the pros and cons, but just to kind of know intuitively that's what you want to do. And there's nothing that's going to get in the way of that. I think very often we talk ourselves out of things that we really should be doing, that would be good for us to do. We talk ourselves out of it. Okay? You have right now this ability to explore all of these different things and to allow yourself to be curious and allow yourself to discover new things and feel new things and learn new things and grow. And I feel like you're saying yes to as many of those things as you can. Okay? Now in the background, 4 of Pentacles, you're getting out of your comfort zone. Okay? There's an invitation here for you to leave your comfort zone and for you to kind of like dare to try a new path here and to, maybe take you quite far from home here. I feel like it's kind of a new horizon. And I think that it may be an unexpected opportunity for travel or some kind of movement. And I think that you are absolutely excited about it. I think that you're ready to leave that comfort zone. You're bold and you're fortified and you are very capable. And you're in this sort of, you're in this aggressive drive, sovereign drive type of mode, which again, the aggressive drive is not my favorite word for that drive, but it sort of represents like that strength that just says, I can do something. I can be autonomous. I can assert myself and sort of leave a mark, in the world. It's that belief in our own strength. It's a confidence, really, right? But not a confidence that thinks everything's going to work out in my favor, but a confidence that says, I can do this even when I'm scared. I can do this even if I don't know how it's going to turn out. Of course, you do have your moon card here in the environment. You're stepping into a dark, scary forest. You're daring to try a new path that you've never been on before. That's the idea of the moon, is that you haven't been there before. You haven't done it yet. It's a new horizon. And that's why we have that little sun is just about to rise over the horizon here, because it's a new day. It's a new horizon, yeah. Of course, up above the top, that is the opportunity itself, the path that I think really excites you. I think that it's motivating. It's tempting for you. The Three of Wands in the future position here. That seems to be a kind of like your imagination in a way. I feel like you do have a lot of ideas. I think that you very much are in your energy right now. You're in your element. You're identifying very heavily with that Aries boldness and even like a charisma that you have about you. I think the ideas are flowing. I think that your curiosity is sparking new ideas. I think whatever this opportunity is really is lighting you up and sort of fanning your creativity. Okay, and I think this is you stepping forward in that, the kind of the virtue of Aries. You're stepping forward in the spirit of Aries. Kind of the willingness to almost to be the first person to do it, It's like you're not letting other people go first and watching how they do it, and then you're going to try to do it too. You're saying, I want to be first. I want to set the bar, So I think it's an exciting time for you. And on the path of the Serpent, we have the Seven of Wands. It is a challenge. It has to be challenging for you, otherwise there's no growth. Without the Seven of Wands, this is just too easy. There's no resistance to foster growth, okay? I want you to hit the like button. I want you to subscribe to this channel if this is resonating with you, okay? This is, in a way, this is you reaching above yourself. This is you kind of fighting upward. It's a situation that's going to require you to grow in order to overcome. In order to succeed, you're going to have to get better at being you. Yeah. If it's too easy, you're going to get bored. If it's too hard, you're going to get discouraged. You're not easily discouraged. So you seek things that are a little bit more challenging than like the average person would go for. Okay. You're pretty good at math. You're going to you're going to then take some advanced math classes and be like, I'm just going to have to learn, right? I'll figure it out. You're not doing things that are too easy. You're going a little bit extra on the challenges there, because I think you believe in yourself, and it sort of it stimulates you. It makes you hungrier to know that it's a challenging thing, and it's challenging to the point where a lot of people aren't going to be doing it. Okay, and this is also a card that says you don't give up. So whatever this thing is for you, it may knock you down a few times. I feel like that that pumps you up too. That you always kind of get up after getting knocked down, and I think that sets you apart from a lot of people too, is your resilience, your ability to get up after being knocked down, and to not wave the white flag or throw in the towel. Okay, that's general energy, and that really is it's a valor. Okay, the dark, scary forest in the environment. You're leaving home. You're setting out into a dark wood. This is a doorway of adventure. You don't know what's waiting for you on the other side of this doorway. It's uncertain. It's dark and mysterious because you have never been down this road before. Maybe other people have, sure, but you have not. So this is you making a very kind of top-level executive decision in your life to explore something brand new and challenging. You know it's going to be a challenge. Okay, if this wasn't uncertain, if this wasn't a dark, scary forest, it wouldn't be worth it for you, because it wouldn't be leading to any kind of evolution. It wouldn't be helping you evolve. You wouldn't be growing. It's a new horizon. Let's do a Divine Doorway Oracle card while we're here. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Don't be alarmed as change beckons today. So yeah, so you're adjusting your path, because maybe the path that you've been on with this Four of Pentacles has been too easy. It was challenging, now it becomes routine, now it becomes easy. What do? You step up a little bit. You crank up the resistance. You know, when the weights that you're lifting, they become too easy, what do? Make them heavier. Okay? When you can run a mile with ease, what do? You run 2 miles, or you try to run it faster, or you put some weights on your ankles or something like that, right? You make it more challenging for yourself. So when something becomes too easy and too routine, that's when you have to tweak it to make it a little bit more, to increase the resistance, because that's how you're going to continue to grow and evolve. Okay. Now, the Princess of Wands in the kind of the obstacle position, I guess. The problem sometimes with you, Aries, is that you want to do too many things at once. And that's the the Princess of Wands. If she had a sad shadow side, it would be that this card likes to start things that feel exciting, very hungry, very curious, but then never settles on anything and never follows through. So it's important that you take this opportunity and you see it through till a reasonable conclusion. Doesn't mean you have to stay with this new thing for the rest of your life, but you don't want to abandon it when something more exciting comes along. You can do this until it becomes routine and easy, and then you can look for the next thing. But don't be in the middle of it and just say, ooh, that looks better. That looks like more fun over there. Because then that's still not really allowing any kind of growth or evolution. There's no transformation being had, because you jump ship into something else before any transformation really takes hold. So if there is any kind of a warning here, it's just saying, like, don't let your curiosity or your hunger cause you to kind of bounce around and dabble in too many things at once with no follow through. Okay? But this is something, whatever's happening now, whatever this opportunity is, it's going to be very exciting. Okay? The Princess of Cups, to me, is a card of that sort of like wonder. It is the magic in the mundane and the extra in the ordinary. This is somebody that, in this dark, scary forest, is sort of attracted to the mystery and the magic of it all, attracted to the unknown. It feels good. There's something that's very pleasurable about being on this new path and doing this new thing and not knowing the answers and having to look at the shadows and like try to make sense of things. And I think it really puts you in touch with that awe and that wonder and that mystery of life. I feel like this is what you're really looking for in life, is that magic. Yeah, that magic. And this is something, again, it's something that you don't have to commit to it for the rest of your life, but you do want to commit to it for a reasonable time so that you can get the benefits of it. Okay? And you don't want to just jump ship when something a little bit more exciting comes along. You want to stick with it long enough to reap the rewards. Okay? Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this is going to be a card of beginnings. So we could be getting a Knight of something. We could be getting an expansive card like a Wheel of Fortune. We could be getting 2 of Pentacles, or maybe even a 9 of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it in the comments down beneath the video. Let's see what we have. A King of Cups, a fixed water energy. So that is kind of taking this magic and this wonder, and it's kind of like locking it in. And it's kind of saying for you to really get the benefits of this, you have to keep going even when it doesn't feel as exciting anymore. Even when the novelty kind of wears off, you have to keep going, because I think that that's when you really when you get into the middle part of the road, that's when you really start things get kind of locked in. You start really growing and advancing, I don't know, your neurobiology, right? You start really changing the neuroplasticity. You start really making lasting changes by sticking with something even after the novelty wears off and it doesn't feel as fun. Okay, it's kind of keeping yourself interested in something after that initial rush. Okay. This is a card of authenticity. Okay, the King of Cups is sort of committed to something. Is aware of the emotional ride, but is not so driven by those emotions. In other words, the Princess of Cups should be listened to. We need to feel that curiosity. We need to feel that wonder and be drawn into things, magnetized toward things. But we don't want to let the Princess of Cups drive the car. Your fortified ego with your higher wisdom and discernment need to drive the car. But you need to kind of listen to the voice here of that heart that's kind of being drawn into different things that really are appealing to you. You listen to your desires, but you don't let them drive the car. Okay? The fortified ego is driving the car and using the higher wisdom and discernment to know which streets to turn down. Knowing which streets to turn down. Okay. So I think the King of Cups is a nice kind of stable, it's a fixed water energy, so it's a very stable card. And I think whatever this new opportunity is for you, I think it's really going to benefit you for longer than just it's not just a flash in the pan. It's something that's really gonna stick for a while, whether it's some kind of a travel thing or a relocation or some kind of a new partnership or a new group expedition. I feel like you need to stick with it for a little bit longer than you might want to at first, so that you really can reap the benefits of it. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner here. There's a link in the video description right there. New readings for Aries Wednesdays and Sundays. This is a bonus reading. I feel like you kind of needed an extra reading this week. Okay, and I can see that this is probably something that might be on your plate right now. It's maybe something that you're deciding on right now. Yeah. Anyway, be sure to watch your other readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.